Exercising and abs and how they relate to each other is a really interesting and even fascinating topic because a lot of people ask, well, what are the best, most effective ab exercises, or what are the best ab exercises for getting a six-pack, or what are the best abdominal exercises for getting flat, ripped abs or flattening out my stomach? And there are tested more effective ab exercises than others. And there's actually been a couple of books that I've picked up that have categorically rated the most effective abdominal exercises to the least effective abdominal exercise. So that's some really interesting research. But the thing that you have to know is that you don't necessarily have to work out to get six-pack abs, but I completely 100% recommend that you make exercise a mandatory part of your life for a lot of other reasons. So, interesting story. I had a client recently who's 37 years old, had never worked out a day in his life besides manual labor. His family had a farm and their own business, so besides moving hay bales and boxes and roping cattle and horses and whatever else that may have entailed, never really worked out a day in his life. And I started training him, and I looked at this guy, and I was like, wow, he's ridiculously lean. It's amazing that he's never worked out. And this guy also had biceps that were bigger than mine. And I was thinking, wow, this is really impressive. I wonder if, how strenuous the work on the farm actually was. And after talking to him a little while, it wasn't really a ton of strenuous labor. It was pretty low to moderately low as far as intensity goes. Long hours, but really low intensity, which won't give you those kind of big muscles that he had. So I think part of it was genetic, but also this guy had a perfect six-pack. And I started thinking, I was like, wow, this is amazing. The guy has never done a sit-up, crunch, the plank, Russian twist in his life, and he has six-pack abs. And I asked him about his diet, and the guy just had a sterling. I mean, there are no complaints or very few complaints I could have made about this guy's diet to make changes. So if you really, 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 really want those flat, ripped six-pack abs, you really need to focus in on the diet first. That is the utmost of importance. But I would even say make mandatory your workouts, because that's going to give you a more balanced look to your abs visibly, and it's going to put some strength behind the look. The reality is, belly fat is some of the toughest fat to lose on the body. And since you can't spot reduce fat, and it's usually the first place fat gathers on your body, which means that it's going to be the hardest to lose. And the reason for that is more of a medical thing, of that we have belly fat to cover and protect our vital organs within our stomach. So our body says, hey, we need to collect fat around here to be able to protect us and keep us safe, which makes it really difficult for us to remove that said fat from our bodies. That being said, exercise is really important because we can develop those muscle groups down there to protect and serve as protection for those vital organs. But like I said, also to give your abs a tighter, more balanced look for your upper, lower, middle abdominals and your outer obliques as well. So it'll give you that improved tightness and core strength, because we're talking about getting the perfect abs that you've always wanted here. And if 80 or 90% of getting to those abs is just going to be keeping your diet under control, that last 10 to 20 is going to come between exercise and stress management and making sure that you get enough sleep and hydration and things like that. So I say that it's really, really crucial that you stick to this exercise program and incorporate these effective abdominal exercise on your journey to get the flat abs that you deserve.